That is fine with me. I got nothing against starting on time. With that, just want to thank everybody for being here for the interim meeting of NCOIL's joint state and federal relations and international insurance committees. First, I just want to say I'm honored that President Utke has asked me to take on this responsibility and it's be the first time I serve as a chairperson for NCOIL. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you on the issues that will come before this committee within the next year. With that, I'd like to call the meeting to order and ask Mr. Pat Gilbert to conduct a roll call.
Sure. We'll get rolling. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With the committee members who have registered for the call, we have you here as first. Arizona Representative Justin Wilmoth. Florida Representative Hillary Cassell. Florida Representative Kevin Chambliss. Indiana Representative Matt Lehman.
Here.
Iowa Representative Elizabeth Wilson. Illinois Representative Rita Mayfield. Michigan Representative Brenda Carter. Minnesota Senator Jeff Howe. Mississippi Senator Hillman Frazier.
Present.
Montana Representative Nellie Nickel. New Hampshire Senator Tim McGew. New York Assembly Member Jake Blumenkrantz. New York Senator Pam Helming. Ohio Representative Meredith Krebs.
Here.
Ohio Representative Brian Lampton. Oklahoma Representative Ellen Hefner. Pennsylvania Representative Greg Scott. Texas Representative Dr. Tom Oliverson. Utah Representative Jim Dunnigan. Now we'll move on to other legislators registered for the call. California Senator Tim Grayson. Georgia Representative Matthew Gamble. Illinois Representative Jeff Kiker. Iowa Representative Brett Barker. Louisiana Representative Edmund Jordan.
Here.
Massachusetts Representative David LaBeouf.
Here.
Michigan Representative Mike McFall.
Here.
New York Assembly Member Jarrett Gandolfo.
Here.
New York Assembly Member Pamela Hunter. New York Assembly Member David Weprin. North Dakota Senator Jeff Barta.
Here.
Oklahoma Representative Mark Tedford. Oklahoma Senator Mark Mann. Texas Representative Trey Wharton.
Here.
Wyoming Senator Cale Case.
Present.
Is there anyone we missed?
I'll step
With
in.
that,
Indiana Representative Peggy Mayfield.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Michigan State Senator Lana Tice.
Thank you. With that, Chair DeLon, we will need a motion to waive the quorum requirement.
Okay, is there a motion to waive the quorum requirement? Well, I move to waive the quorum requirement. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
The quorum requirement is waived. And with that, I'll just do a brief introduction. Just good morning to everybody from the great state of New York, where I am. And for those on the West Coast, good afternoon, where I am. For those on the West Coast, good morning, and thank you all for joining today's meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to conduct some committee business before our scheduled meeting in April in Louisville, Kentucky. The first item we will be introducing and discussing will be NCOIL individual coverage health reimbursement arrangement model act, sponsored by Ohio Representative Meredith Craig. Then following that, additionally, I'll be introducing a resolution affirming the U.S.-based regulation of AI in insurance consistent with the McCarran-Ferguson Act and discuss plans for a draft Model Act regarding insurers' use of AI that I have also sponsored in the past. Uh, so with that, let's get started, and we'll start with the introduction and the discussion of the NCOIL Individual Coverage Health Reimbursement Act. As a reminder, we had a great discussion on the previous chair on this topic at our most recent meeting in Atlanta. And now Representative Craig has decided to introduce and sponsor this model, which is based on a bill she is sponsoring in her home state. ICRAs have been the subject of a lot of headline news in the past several months, and I'm glad to see that NCOIL is taking on this issue, and I appreciate Representative Craig for bringing it forward. Based on how the discussion goes today and during the build-up towards our spring meeting, if it appears that there is a consensus around this and no opposition, I would be comfortable in entertaining a vote, as this is a rare issue where there doesn't seem to be a lot of opposition, especially since there is no mandate involved with this. But we'll see how this goes today, and we'll inform from there. And then with that, I'd like to turn things over to Representative Craig to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Chairman. I appreciate it. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. But I'm proud to sponsor this model. So, and as the Chairman noted, it essentially mirrors a bill that I'm sponsoring here in the state of Ohio. The model is pretty straightforward. It authorizes a non-refundable tax credit to small businesses. And we clarify that small business means anyone from 2 to 50 employees. And this gives a non-refundable tax credit to those small businesses who offer an ICRA. Again, an ICRA is an individual coverage health reimbursement arrangement. So this is something that has bipartisan support both at the federal and state level. And really it was formed to enable flexibility for both employers and employees when it comes to health coverage. And I'm sure you guys have not been immune to everything that's going on in this space, both from the federal changes happening and then also just some of the small group fully insured plans and the premiums that have gone up here at the beginning of the year. So with everything going on, we're excited about this bill. It offers and incentivizes employers to offer health insurance who are not currently offering health insurance. And again, you know, my state is looking at this. Other states across the country are looking at this. I believe Georgia, as of late, has either voted on it or close to voting on it. And so we're excited that NCOIL is potentially going to take this up as a model. Again, important to note, like the chairman said, this does not include a mandate of any sort. It simply says that if a state adopts this model, it just establishes a framework for ICRAs to be provided. Again, widespread support. It passed out of my chamber, the Ohio House, unanimously with a vote of 93 to nothing. Again, appreciate the chairman's willingness to potentially consider this model in Louisville. I agree. It'll depend on how this conversation goes today. So I'm excited to kind of hear feedback from all of you. And to that end, I'm certainly open to suggestions on how this model can be approved. And I guess I'll end there and look forward to the discussion. So thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. And thank you, Representative Craig. And before we open up to other legislators, are there any interested parties that would like to speak on the Model Act before us? If so, please announce yourself or use the raise hand function on Zoom and state who you are representing.
Hi, Mr. Chairman. This is Brooke Tyner with Oscar Health. I'm a State Government Relations Director for Oscar Health, and we just want to thank you, Mr. Chair, as well as all the legislators and Representative Craig's leadership for this model. We are working in a number of states on similar legislation. As Representative Craig said, we fully support this as an option for employers and as an incentive for employers to look at ICRA. It is not a requirement. It is not a mandate. We believe that this provides employers flexibility and also provides more access for individuals who don't currently have insurance coverage through their employer. So we fully support this model. It has been considered in a number of states, excuse me, And we're continuing to support it at a state level as well. So appreciate the consideration of the committee.
Yep. And hi there. This is Matthew Domagala from Centene Corporation. So I'm the Vice President of Better Health Solutions, our ICHRA focused product. Just wanted to say again, thank you for your consideration in this legislation. We are in full support of this legislation, which helps small businesses offer benefits through ICHRA. Roughly 83% of ICHRA has come from small businesses offering insurance for the first time. It enables them to compete, attract, and retain talent that otherwise may go to larger businesses, and gives them a way to ensure that they can stay viable in the market. Here at Centene, ICHRA is driving a lot of innovation as we look at the way that, we're seeing purchasing behaviors and employers shop in the market. We're excited to start supporting and enabling people in all stages of life to find benefits that fit their needs. With affordability still on the minds of many small businesses, ICHRA just offers another flexible financial tool for employers to offer affordable coverage to consumers.
JP Weisky with the Health Benefit Institute. Thank you very much for bringing this forward. We think this is a really important bill. I think I want to note two things that haven't been noted before. First, I think if you look inside the bill, there are a number of consumer protections included in this bill. They are sort of belts and suspenders related to what's in existing state laws typically, but there are significant protections for employees on this front. So I think that's an important thing to note. And second, I also do want to note that the potential impact on the individual market of the expansion of ICHRAs is extremely positive. It has the possibility of making the individual market a much more stable place across the board, that with more enrollees in that marketplace and more enrollees that are in stable coverage, it will result in a larger and more stable market. And also it allows a flexible benefit for employees to be able to take that coverage with them and not to have to switch insurers from time to time. So I think this bill is extremely important, and the Health Benefit Institute is happy to support this wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Is anybody else not hearing Eric? Okay, Eric.
I couldn't hear him either.
Okay.
I think your audio just cut out, Mr. Chairman. Maybe if you want to try turning your video on and off.
Yeah.
Still nothing.
Still nothing, Eric.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Assemblyman, if you're also on one of our desktops, I have this problem sometimes. If you change the source of the microphone back and forth, that usually works for me.
So seeing that the chairman has just left, if I can, Will, I don't know if he was, I don't know what he was saying, but if everybody from the market or the industries have spoken, I think if you're going to open up to legislators, first of all, I do want to thank Representative Craig. We passed this in Indiana back in 23. And looking at your model, the only thing that was in our law that I thought was very good was it made the taxpayer, the credit receiver, report back to the department and the Department of Revenue every 3 years if you were still taking the credit. because we wanted to see if you moved, that you went to a fully funded plan, then obviously you don't need to get the credit for the taxes. And so I think that was kind of the safety valve of, this is a great product, but you can't get the credit if you went back to a fully insured plan. So there's some belts and suspenders in there for the individual. That would be one for the government. But anyway, I fully support this. I think, like I said, we did this in Indiana. I think it's a great product, and fully support it at NCOIL.
Appreciate that. I can't, are you senator or representative now?
Representative, sorry. So representative.
Yeah, no, you're fine. No, appreciate that. We actually, we chatted with our tax department and they brought up the same concern you just gave. So I think we'll be looking at some of that language here in the state of Ohio. So I think if that's something this committee wants to pursue in the model, I'm happy to consider that as well. So appreciate you raising that.
No, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, thanks, guys. Am I back? Can you guys hear me now?
Yep, there you are.
All right, good. Are there any other questions from any other legislators? All right, so if there are none, does Representative Craig have any closing remarks?
I just, again, want to thank you, Chairman. Thank you, committee members, for considering this. We'll work behind the scenes here to try and get some language crafted to address, just ensuring that if folks are no longer enrolled, that we're aware of that. And we'll kind of circle back with the committee and we'll keep talking in Louisville. So just appreciate it again, and don't hesitate to reach out if anyone else has questions or comments.
Okay, thank you. And I want to thank everyone else for their comments on this item today. And if there's any questions between now and April, please be sure to reach out to Representative Craig, myself, or NCOIL staff with any questions on this model. We'll move to the next agenda item, which is the introduction of a proposed resolution affirming U.S. state-based regulation of AI in insurance consistent with the McCarran-Ferguson Act and the discussion on my draft model act regarding insurers' use of AI. As most of you know, I introduced the NCOIL model act regarding insurers' use of AI in the Financial Services and Multi-Lines Committee. I still support that model and strongly believe in the concept of ensuring that there is a human involved in the insurance process, particularly when we're talking about claims and denials. But throughout our discussions, it's become clear to me, and I believe others, that it would be very difficult to get the consensus necessary to successfully adopt that model. I recognize that requiring something so new in the insurance process causes a lot of people some pause, and understandably so. But at this time, I think it's best to pause on the development of that model and see how the legislative landscape throughout the states evolve before going any further. I still want to discuss AI at NCOIL and hope that it will be a topic of major conversation on meeting agendas. But in terms of the specific model, I'm okay with hitting the pause button for now and pick it up in the future as this evolves and different concepts are introduced, and we'll see how all that plays out. I do want to thank everyone that participated in commenting on the model, providing feedback on that process, but I would like to offer up a resolution today that I think really fits with NCOIL's mission and is also responsive to the current scenario we find ourselves in. That resolution has been distributed and is in the meeting materials and is fairly straightforward. It affirms that US-based regulation of AI in insurance is consistent with the McCarran-Ferguson Act. And as the resolution states, there has been a concerning trend at the federal level to seek and wrongly curtail state legislators' ability to develop policy surrounding AI and insurance. As such, there's been a 10-year moratorium on state legislative and regulatory authority over AI that has been proposed by Congress, and the recently signed constitutionally questionable executive order that aims to preempt state legislation and regulation of AI. NCOIL has pushed back on both of these federal actions. And I think this resolution is an important next step in that process. So with that, I'd like to introduce the resolution today for any comments, discussion, and then potentially consider it in April. I'm certainly open to making changes and to meet any concerns or to address something that may have been missed. But I think it sends the right message for NCOIL at this time. Of course, I say all this assuming that the chair of the Multi-Lines Committee and my good friend and colleague from New York who's sitting outside of the chamber right now, Jared Gandolfo, is okay with that. And of what I've set forth and is willing to entertain it on his agenda. Assemblymember Gandolfo, if you're able to, please feel free to weigh in now.
Thank you so much, Chairman, and congratulations on your chairmanship here. I agree with you. I think this is the right direction for the committee to take at this time, particularly given the unknowns surrounding AI and the rapidly changing nature. Your resolution, I think, clearly articulates NCOIL's position and aligns with our mission, as well as the statements regarding the preemption of the state's abilities to regulate AI. So I would be happy to put this on my committee's agenda for discussion at our meeting in Louisville. I also want to say that I agree NCOIL needs to continue these discussions, despite your model being paused. We have to continue to have these discussions. And I'm committed to do that throughout the year in my committee. And if anyone has any other suggested topics for my committee, financial services and multi-lines, please feel free to reach out to me directly or to our NCOIL staff. We'd be happy to accommodate you as best as we can. I'll just close and say I think it's incumbent that our organization continues to discuss AI and try to learn as much as we can, especially, as I said earlier, with how quickly this sector is evolving. And a lot of us are dealing with this in our home state legislatures. Here in New York, we actually just passed a chapter amendment to a major piece of AI legislation. So it's something we're all dealing with. But with that, thank you again, Chair DeLon, for taking the lead on this issue, and I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gandolfo. Are there any interested parties that want to weigh in on this resolution? All right, before I move on and say...
sorry. I was waiting for somebody else to jump in.
I wasn't sure if my mic was working or not. So.
JP Weisky representing the American InsurTech Council this time. We appreciate all the work that has gone into this and the discussions that we have had related to this. We obviously had an alternative proposal. We think that this resolution is a great way to sort of, in the interim, put a bow on that process with the assumption that we're going to be continuing discussing it because it continues to be a big issue. So we just want to indicate our support both for the state-based regulatory system that this entails and for the resolution itself. So thank you.
Great. Thank you. Any others?
Chairman Paul Martin, National Association of Mutual Insurance Companies. I think I can echo what JP said. We really appreciate NCOIL looking at this and going to a resolution. As you've heard other comments, this is a rapidly evolving area of not just insurance, but commerce generally. We think going to a resolution at this stage is the appropriate path, and we certainly look forward to any future conversations on this topic. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. Any others? Seeing none, are there any legislators that want to weigh in on this resolution?
This is Jim Donegan from Utah. I'd like to make a comment. Our legislative session just ended. We had a bill to promote state regulation of AI. President Trump called the bill sponsor, and he called some in our legislative leadership to put the kibosh on it because he wanted to regulate it at the federal level, which I think this is better regulated at the state level. So I appreciate your doing this. I think it's very important. I think the states are the laboratories, and we need to figure out what's best for our state. So unfortunately, that bill did not proceed. So I appreciate you doing the resolution. Thank you.
I appreciate your comments. Mr. Donegan, are there any other legislators? Okay, seeing none, I just want to thank you all. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate everybody's comments. If anyone has any comments or resolutions before the Louisville meeting, please feel free to reach out to myself or Assemblymember Gandolfo or the NCOIL staff. Is there any other business? Okay, seeing none, I'd just like to remind everyone that registration for the spring meeting for Louisville is open, and please be sure to register and book your hotels as soon as you can. The corporate room block has sold out, but there's a Marriott right across the street if you need to book. And hearing no further business, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So move. Carl
Motion to
Anderson,
adjourn?
South Carolina. So move.
Second.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, this
Aye.
meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.